Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday night. Don't listen to people who say it's not beautiful. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm beautiful. Everyone in this room is beautiful. Everything is beautiful in its own way.
You know what's not beautiful? The desk that keeps shocking me.
Well,
that's beautiful in its own way.
I would say it's part of a plan, and I love when a plan comes to its fruition, and the plan would be to shock everyone who doesn't have long hair.
That's shocking.
Take that, you. If this is your first time listening to the show, you may be saying, what in the Sam Hill is going on? And you'd be right.
Oh, I didn't do what I was going to do.
Because that's exactly what is going on right
Sam
now.
Hill?
Sounds British.
Okay.
Yeah, probably an officer in the British Army. Probably.
Samuel Hill was a descendant of mine. He was the rootinest, tootinest of cowboys.
He had a great fear of rabbits. If this is your first time listening to the show, this is the chaos that you've signed up for the next 2 hours. We have fun on this show, or we try to. Sometimes we think it's fun or funny, and maybe it's not, but it's fun or funny to us, or at least one person in this room. Hopefully at least one person in the room thinks it's funny. Although sometimes someone will say something and everybody else will be like, that's not really funny, but then we pretend like it's funny and do fake laughs like Pappy's laugh.
Yeah.
That's a fake Pappy laugh. We do that. That means we didn't think it's funny, but you may think it's funny because all kinds of different sense of humors are going on out there listening to us, or maybe you're watching us because we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WORD. What we do on this here program, we don't talk politics. We don't need to. You get plenty of that with our award-winning programming during the week. What we do talk about is pop culture. We talk about video games. We talk about comic books, obviously. We talk about all that kind of stuff, things that you click on during the day going, okay, that's kind of cool. That guy's playing that. Well, yeah, and we're going to talk about that guy playing that later on in the Nerd Roundtable. It's a lovely night. It really is, unless you're not into cold, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let me introduce the stars of the show, starting out with Matthew Causey making his triumphant return.
'Tis I am here, and I've had
I thought we were getting rid of the country music, man.
For the first time in 5 months.
That's not country
all right,
music.
Matthew's
It's been
talking.
amazing.
It's not country music.
What did you do on this free day, Matthew?
I played video games.
That is, it's commendable.
Yeah.
The American
That's
dream
first. I
right
couldn't
there.
say that for the past 5 months.
And I'm glad that you have time to do that. You work, so you have time to play. Way to go, you. Cameron is also here. Please stop. I mean, why the country? I mean, I'm going to go through and I'm going to purge.
Oh, I get the Irish music this time around. Cool.
That's inspirational music.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
all right. A lot of you have gathered here today. Not all of you are going to make it, but some of you will, and you don't know who will. So let's have fun, guys.
That was admirable.
They don't
and,
pay me for speeches.
Okay. All right.
I'm more of a melee
It's the same
first kind
music.
of guy.
It's the same. Is you playing the same
He's
music
still
for
there.
you? No, it's.
I'm still talking. So
Oh, yeah. Odie's here.
Hi.
Really?
This is.
Really?
Oh! I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, but I forgot to do it. But now I remember to do it. Hi, this is Odie here, and I'm being totally basic. Okay.
Okay. I don't think we agreed for you to do that, but
None of
I'm
us
grateful that
would.
you did.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just do it. You know, and when people say, "Why is Odie being basic?" I'm like, because I want to.
All right. So if you are looking at the stream, and you should be while you listen to this program, you may wonder, how does he do such amazing stunts with such little hands? And that's a great question. That's a really great question.
You know
That's
what they say about,
Headley.
you know what they say about guys
a
with,
boot.
about guys with little
Canadian showing.
about guys with little hands.
They can get stuff out of little spaces.
Get stuff out of
small
small
spaces. That's what they can do.
And we have really small gloves.
Yes. That's child-like gloves.
Mittens, some would say.
No, mittens, you don't have use of all fingers. Mittens are stupid, by the way.
Wait, there's no.
No. But before we get into stuff, because it's
Yeah.
cold, and we're going to talk about cold a little bit,
Yeah.
because there's a major cold front coming in. So if you bought your kids mittens, what are you doing, man? You can't do anything with mittens. Even oven mittens are a pain sometimes, because the thumb part usually is the thinnest part of the material,
Yeah.
and you burn your thumb. Why would you buy your kids mittens? Matthew, you don't have mittens, do you?
I have oven mitts.
Okay, but I
not
mean mittens.
No.
Good. I mean, come on.
I never thought about this before, but yes, mittens are dumb.
I have a pair of mittovs.
Okay. When you were a kid,
Mittovs.
did you have mittens or did you have gloves?
I had mittovs.
All right, you're gonna have to explain it.
So your
'cause
mittov is that your thumb is out because your thumb has its own special place in your heart.
Oh, that's your thumb for everyone
Yeah, it
listening.
says
I
a thumb is something you eat if you ate some spicy food and it was not.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for a ticket for a translator. No, it's not there. And your pointy is out. So your
pointy what?
Pointy finger.
What are you pointing with?
Your pointy finger.
Okay.
And your tum are out. And then these three fingers here, they're inside the mitten. So you've got a finger for your thumb, you've got a finger for your pointy finger, and then you've got your three fingers in the mitten.
So what you're saying is you were poor and you used socks.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I had mittens as a kid, and the thing about mittens is that they're usually thicker because you don't have to separate the material between every finger. So that's why you would get them for like kids or something.
Here's the other thing. As someone who grew up in the North, I've lived here over half my life, by the way. Someone who grew up around snow, mittens and snow, it's dumb because you can't make a proper snowball. For a proper snowball, you need all your fingers to get the right grip on the snowball. Mittens, it would just kind of slide out. It's just like it's not good. It's like trying to grab a fish or something. Or I imagine well, actually, I have fish.
It sounds like you just didn't know how to use your thumb.
Well, maybe that's what it's not the thumb part that's the problem. It's the mitten part.
That's your gripping finger.
Yeah, but you need
that's
more
than
than
that. That's why we
that.
can pick things up. It's because we have thumbs.
That's why if we get in a snowball fight, I'm going to dominate.
What are they called? Opposable thumbs.
Opposable thumbs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Do you have those? Do they have those in Ireland?
We do, but they're backwards.
Okay, that makes absolute sense. All right, so according to weather reports, we have a major, what's it called, Matthew? A nor'easter or something?
Northeastern storm or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
there's a cold front coming in. I think that's
come on, dude. I counted on you to know the proper term for it.
I'm not a weatherman. I'm a newsman.
I know, but you're the smartest guy in the room. Anyway, so there's a major cold front coming through the United States here, especially for us tomorrow night, I believe it is. So stay tuned to WORD for the latest weather reports. Keeping you up to date because there is a chance of precipitation throughout the week, especially late at night. And I'm seeing mixes of rain and sleet, maybe a few flurries. People getting really excited, and all you people are getting really excited.
It's McDonald's.
Yeah, I would like to say something, but I'm not. Snow is not as dumb as mittens, but I hate snow. Okay, I am the snow miser. I cannot stand snow, and you guys can't drive in snow or ice. I can't get up the hill, so I'm no better than anybody else. My car's rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I can't get up the hill. I might go in the creek. You don't want to go in the creek in the cold. The creek in the cold.
Cold creek.
You could die in the creek in the cold.
Yeah.
And you don't want to die in the creek in the cold.
Yeah.
You just don't want to do it. You don't want to die anyway, but you definitely don't want to die in the creek in the cold. So anyway, be careful out there.
There's a tier list, apparently.
So my question is, text line is brand new text line, by the way. It's actually the same text line. It just changed the number. The number is 1-800-905-0989. If anyone says, oh, they're wrong. That includes Tara, and I don't care. That includes Odie. That includes Rob Brown. It's not an O. It's a 0.
Yeah, but they don't need the 1 either.
Yeah.
You just need
800-905. Here's the thing.
I say O.
Can you, anyone who says, oh,
I
you
said
guys are
O
wrong.
like 6 times every day for the entirety of this week.
Hey, so you're wrong 6 times for the entirety of this week.
I was correct 6 times.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you say O is not a number.
Apparently, they're going with the European pronunciation of it.
O is a letter. Okay?
Listen. There was a song about it. It's O. It's magic.
Yeah, I think they spelled O in that song O-H.
I think Alonso just doesn't get it.
They spelled in that song. They spelled O 0 every time. 0.
You're right. On stream, Viper Dave says that's a lot of numbers. So it's just like if you were to call the phone lines, which should be busied right now, because we don't want to talk to drunk people.
Yeah,
I pointed at in case you hadn't, because you keep.
In case this is, I don't know what a phone is.
No, because sometimes you don't busy
man.
it.
It's busy.
Okay, all right. It is a 0. It's not an O.
Oh.
And I'm willing to debate Tara on this. If she wants to debate, I'm willing to debate it. I mean, she can come on my show and I'll come on her show and we'll debate
Why would
Whether
you
it's
have,
an O or a zero.
O is absolutely fine. It's a commonly used and well understood colloquial.
commonly
for the
wrong,
word
then.
zero for the number
commonly
zero
wrong.
in phone numbers and things like
yeah,
that.
but why have two of similar sounding things for? Why not have a different?
Because one's a number and one's a letter.
Because it's the English language. It's like if you're going to die a death, you could be in death.
What? Did you say debt?
Yeah.
Your pronunciation.
See, the wonderful thing about English is it sucks and it's horrible and it's really just like 3 or 4 different languages masquerading as a single language in a trench coat.
You can just blame the Duke of Normandy.
Why are they in a trench coat?
Why'd it have to be in a trench coat?
Are they
Matthew?
going to open up the trench coat and go, oh, look at my numbers? And they close it up again.
Wow. I thought it was because you were listening to Aqualung earlier. Maybe that's why, but he probably doesn't know that song.
He has been staring at me a little weird.
Sitting on the park bench. Yeah, anyway.
Eyeing.
Yeah, no, that's enough.
That's enough of that.
I have to have an input.
All right, Chris says.
True, Chris. So true.
This is a good argument. It is.
End of story. Chris wins the show.
He is 007, not 00. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's also Europeans do it.
I guys probably didn't know this, and maybe this might be something new for you.
Noob.
That's fictional character.
No, it's not.
Yes,
no,
it's
not.
Fictional character.
I met him.
Sure.
Yeah, I did.
Which one?
The fact that he's a fictional character doesn't change anything about the argument. What do you mean?
It's made up. It's a 0. It's not an O. If you're saying O, you're wrong.
Then it's still being literally used.
Matthew's wrong.
Oh
Odie's
my
wrong.
gosh, Lonzo.
You're
making up arguments at this
Rob
point.
Brown is wrong.
Odie met the one and only true 007. The best one that was
David
out there.
Niven?
No. We're not talking about Casino Royale back in the day before.
Pierce Brosnan?
Yes, sir. 100%.
You mean that British guy?
Yeah, that British guy.
Oh, get out.
What?
He's from Navan. Navan.
Like anyone know. Matthew, where's Navan?
Navan.
I've never heard of
I
that.
don't know.
You sound like an NPC from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Come on.
Speaking your gibberish.
Come on. He's from Navan.
Oh!
Everyone knows it. Everyone knows where Navan is.
Well, I'm just going to turn you all off now.
Oh, yes, over. We down by the creek in Navan.
It's actually down by
No, Duna Bros. It's not Lon Zero because
I was no, that exact same thing.
Here's the thing.
I was literally waiting for the opportunity to say it.
You know what? Because names are spelled with letters and not numbers, unless you're like.
So, Odie, we're going to start calling him Lon Zero now, right?
Unless you're a rapper, Elon Musk.
You say, oh,
does that mean
out? What are you thinking of? You're thinking of the
it's
letter.
Lon Zero and Zerodi.
Zerodi. I love that. It's going to be from now on. You're listening to the show with Lon Zero and Zerodi.
All right. Again, if this is your first time listening in a while and you haven't been able to listen during the week, then you don't know that the text line has changed.
It
is no longer. So now the number is 800-905-0989. I'll say it slowly. 800-905-0989. That wasn't for the listeners. That was for Odie. It was.
And for those who actually understand proper English, 905-0989.
Listen, I'm just getting confused now.
You know what it is? It's laziness. That's what it is. So if you guys are worried about the cold, do you think it's going to snow? And if so, if it's going to snow, are you going to drive to work or are you going to go, hey boss, man, I can't really drive in snow, so I'm going to work from home, which will be illegal pretty soon if I understand.
I'm going to drive to work.
I could not drive to work from my parents' house before I moved out years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD because it's a letter.
0.
Oh, we expect you to not text and drive, Dave.
No, that's something that Charlie, or was it Bill? It might have been Bill. Don't know about texting and driving. And so people were texting and saying, I'm driving and I'm texting. Like you can't tell me
don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. I heard part of that.
Yeah, but I text the same way as you do when we're driving on the Siri. She talks to me. I press the button and say text reply.
How do you know?
Because it says sent by Siri.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
How are you reading it while you're driving?
I'm not, because it says it to me.
It says sent by Siri?
Oh, no, if I'm at home or if I'm not driving and I'll read it.
Okay, because that's not what you just said.
No.
I'm
not about when we're driving.
I get what you meant.
Yeah. Zerodi is right.
is weird. I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone.
I don't like hot either. Especially, do you remember during the aughts? Like, what is that? I know what it is, but I mean, but still, I mean, who talks like
what
that?
did you call them over here?
What?
The
The
zeros.
2000s?
Yeah.
So this
Oh.
was America.
We called them the naughties.
Yeah.
Of course.
You called them the naughties.
No.
Oh, you do.
We called them
Dude,
the
I mean,
naughties.
I get your
Who is
representative,
we?
you're
Because
representative of all things European,
yeah,
but it's you. It's
we
not
no,
anybody
we
else.
used to
It's just
call
you.
them from the show I used to do. Was,
Okay, I was gonna say name 10 other people who also says
yeah,
that.
the show I used to do. Was
I like their phone numbers so I can text them and ask if they actually
No problem.
said that.
086 8 nothing 8 not
Yeah,
2
don't
8.
do that. I also would like points of reference. So I want to know where they work, how long they've worked there, and they've worked there less than 5 years. They're untrustworthy, and so I can't accept that they are telling the truth.
Well, they worked in iRadio because I worked in iRadio. It's
Wait,
little
you can't see radio, dude.
iRadio.
You can't see radio.
And we used to have Friday Night Eye with Odie playing everything from the 80s, 90s, and noughties to now.
You wrote that.
Nope,
You absolutely wrote that.
I did not.
Everyone believes you wrote that.
Nope, noughties. That's what they
I'm
were called.
speaking for everyone.
80s,
Everyone believes
90s,
you
noughties,
wrote that.
And now.
How long we got?
As long as
You don't like
want,
it when
buddy,
people
we
refer
can-
to
we
odd
can-
for
like,
zero
we can
in
take as long as you need.
and like dates and stuff? Why?
So,
that's like that just
That's
makes sense.
I think that's a Southern thing because I don't recall anyone saying aughts
Like,
as a number. and
1907 refers to 19 nothing 7.
I understand what it
Yeah.
means. I understood what it mean the first time I understand what it meant the first time I heard it.
Oh, did you see the piece of relevant information that
It's-
just came across our
It's
desk?
not relevant.
Yes,
it's
it is.
wrong.
It's not.
It's wrong. Everyone is wrong except for me.
No, it says O is
Although Cameron
short
agrees with me, and that's a
for
rare thing.
zero.
You guys believe he agrees with everything I say. He does not.
No.
So Cameron will go against me a bunch.
Yeah, but second one down. It's O is short for 0. So this is, yeah.
I mean, that's not new
No.
information.
Put that into your little pipe and smoke it.
Well, first of all, I don't do that sort of thing. I don't
Fine.
need that kind of thing because I
Have you never
But
been
it's-
tempted to
it's-
get a
it's
big
an
Gandalf
ingredient
pipe
No.
and
to
not
make
put anything into it?
No.
Just kinda,
No, I don't need any of that
you
stuff.
haven't aged today. No, I'm saying not put anything because I bought a Gandalf pipe literally just to leave it empty, put it in my mouth and go, you haven't aged
You've
today."
come close a couple times to seeing how silly I really am.
Yeah.
I don't need any of that. Stuff.
You need a Gandalf pipe.
I
you
am
need a
silly
Gandalf
personified.
pipe that you can stick in your staff. And then you can walk around and go, you haven't aged today.
We're gonna talk about that, so don't go too far. with
Okay.
that.
We're coming back, Matthew.
Eventually,
Eventually. In 17
sometime,
seconds.
sometime, you know,
In the next minute.
when
or
the break is over, we can
Next
go
minute or
back.
7.
Yeah, you
Chris,
know.
we don't talk about soccer because that's a girl sport.
I played soccer as a kid.
It was okay back in the day.
That's a good cover.
Did I?
First time I swore in public was playing upward soccer.
What?
So the first time I swore in public was playing upward soccer.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo here, along with Odie and Cameron and Matthew. Last segment brought to you by the number 0, and that segment was about absolutely nothing. So there's that. Text line is 800. He just got it. 800-905-0989. And we've got some texts. Hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Are you discussing Skeleton Crew? My favorite episode so far. I believe we're caught up on Skeleton Crew. So
No, we aren't.
we aren't. See, I said okay. So no, we're not talking about it because we're not caught up. Let's see. Texture says it's double 7 or oot. It says double oot 7.
Oh, yes.
At least
number
according to
17.
Jethro Bodine.
What are
that's
you
from Jim and
talking
Easy.
about?
Hoots man, there is a moose loose about this hoose.
What about the goose?
Oh, you can have a goose or a moose or loose about the hoose.
Would all of you please take off, eh? Because I'm trying to read the text line. Okay, all right?
Okay.
Okay, all right?
Hey, I saw something when I was coming to work.
What about
It
the
was-
goose on the boost?
Just because you're a hoser.
It was big and it was pointy and it had antlers and it was about the size of a dog, but really big dog. Hey,
Are we talking Clifford?
Texter says when you are talking about sports, you say your team is 5-0 or 0-5. Do you? Let's see.
Yes.
Texter says 0 is also not, as in nautical, or Odie, as in naughty.
the naughties.
O is short for 0. Mark W, who might have been saved by 0. I don't know. Let's
I bet.
see. Texter says talking. I don't know if that's like can be taught. I don't know. Texter says I moved here from Denver, so my boss knows I can drive on ice or snow. He will expect me to show up Monday. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Texter. You say you moved here from Denver because you couldn't drive in the ice and the snow.
Yep, there you go.
Taken care of. There you go.
Yep.
There's your excuse. If you want to be a part of the show, 800-905-0989, or check us out on the stream
Just sounds wrong.
yeah, I don't care. At YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. Let us go to said stream and check it out. First of all, Dave says, thought this was America. It is.
I thought this was America.
And let's see, Texter
I am buttered. I am mad. I am
of
mad.
course, there's Monster Zero. Right, it's not Monster O. We were talking about 007, as some people said, and they want to say who's the best 007 is, and it was the last one. It was Daniel Craig.
I know. He was,
I-
He said it. He said it right
Good.
there. 007.
Yes, I was talking about fictional character.
Just because it's a fictional character doesn't mean it's not a real term that you're
alright,
being
alright.
referring to them as.
Or we could actually be fictional characters in somebody's brain. So therefore, the text number to us is also a fictional number. So it can be O also.
I thought I was hallucinating this whole thing.
All right, this whole thing, the text line is not. It's
Yeah, but I
it's
tell
not
you
a
one thing.
hallucination.
I tell you one thing. It is one way for us to get it into people's brain bones is to say the number over and over again.
What 800-905? Oh, look at me.
You-
989. Is that easier to
Yeah, but
remember?
you said it already.
Yeah.
Or
You
is it
said
800-905-0989? Because there's a point of emphasis that I'm making. The way they say it, it
Yeah.
just flows to the point where you're like, okay, when did this number start? When did the next one start? The way I say it, there's a point of emphasis on certain numbers, which is easier to remember. It's like a song.
That's
lyric.
absolutely false. That's why we
No.
abbreviate it.
No,
I'm actually
right.
I'm going to say it now in the way that one of the texters has, enlightened me to say it. It is 809 diddly 5 diddly 989
Of course.
You know what? That is the way that we should be referring it to.
diddly.
All right.
Indeed.
Diddly poo. Let us
I don't think he should be doing any Ned Flanders.
yes, you should not. All right. So I believe we talked
Pretty
about
rough for
this
a
a few
quagmire.
months ago when a teacher was fired for using sick time to go see a concert. She is now, if we didn't, we're talking about it now. So a teacher in Ohio was fired for taking sick leave or sick time and going to see a concert in Nashville. It doesn't say what concert it was. I'm going to guess and say it was country. There are other kind of music in Nashville, but
Probably
it's
Gareth.
Nashville. It's probably country.
Gareth.
Yeah, there's more country artists.
I actually
than
think it was
that
a
guy.
Taylor Swift concert.
Nashville is
Could
such
be.
a big city. Literally any musical performance will go through there.
So she went there with her son, and then she was let go because she used sick time in a way like it was a personal day, which is not. It's sick time. I've had discussions with someone who used to work here about that all the time, who said, I'm taking all my sick days. I've never worked anywhere where sick days were not personal days. Well, they're not. They're not personal days. They're sick days. Sorry, I'm still management. I'm always going to think that way. So the thing is, Odie,
Yeah.
what concert would you risk your job to go see? What artist, alive or dead, would you risk your job to go see?
Probably Elvis.
Okay.
Just to say I went to see an Elvis
Yeah.
concert. Or if we're doing live or dead or any fictional,
Yeah.
then I'm going to
Well,
say
they have to be actually a band or a
that,
singer.
That one time that Elvis played with Queen, yeah, that would be the one.
I wasn't aware that happened, but I guess I'll
Didn't
have to take
happen,
your word
but
for it.
it probably will happen.
Yeah. Okay. If it did, that would make you want to go see it
I
even
would,
more.
yeah.
That's worth your job. Cameron,
Max Revo. You said fictional.
You're right. Don't again. You forgot already. You forgot
The Blue
already.
Ortolan.
We've had this discussion before.
Max.
Why are you on the show?
Rebo?
Why is he on this show?
How do you spell Rebo?
Because I scheduled him.
Rebo.
Oh yeah, that's the blue guy.
Yes.
Dabba dee dabba die.
I have a blue house and a blue window.
All right, Matthew. I know you say you're not a band guy, but there are bands that actually play themes or stuff for video games and things like that.
I don't go to concerts.
All right,
Fair
so
enough.
what concert would your mom lose her job over to go see?
I don't know.
Okay, well, his mom. And listen, it's not your mom joke. His mom has commented.
My mom has commented
about
on
music.
the music stuff
Yeah,
before when
What
she
a
was
haul
listening to
back
the
that
show.
was. That was
Yeah, well, hey,
months.
listen, that was
I'll
like
let
a
you
year,
know
probably.
if she. I don't know if she's listening or not, but if she is and she comments, I will let everybody know.
So I've been thinking about this. Okay, I'm aware of the time. Okay, I'm
You don't have to
aware of the
mention it
time.
because this was
But it's
background
my-
stuff. This is kind of like
It's my turn.
Okay,
It's my turn. Okay, I'm
Fine.
gonna take my turn.
just mention it. Yeah,
Okay, all right,
put it out
fine.
there.
We
Yeah.
are anarchists. We go against all here on the Upstate Pulse. And LexCorp's probably not listening. Who would I go see? By the way, text line is 800-905-0989. Who would you risk losing your job over to go see in concert, alive or dead? I'd go see the Beatles.
I think though the real get out of jail for me though is that I could just do a news story on it.
You absolutely could.
And
There
I
you go.
could just
yes, you
call
could.
it-
Yeah.
and then I could just call it work. There you go.
Well, we could do a review on it. But
All right, we're going to take a break. Let
Matthew
us
Causey
know
here live in Destiny Childs.
either on the text line,
Destiny Child.
800-905-0989. She did like a cooking show, right?
Destin's Child.
Yeah.
I said Destiny's Child.
They did.
Yes, I did.
How dare-
I
how
would
dare-
listen
You've
back.
loved every line you've said.
I will listen back to the radio box, and we will know.
You're listening to
Tubs.
the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Yes, it is.
Continuation of last week.
There you go.
Happy New Year.
Well, that's a great one, texter. And then the next texter said nothing.
You say it. It's the same texter.
Yeah. It's like,
When
well,
you say nothing,
you want to make sure. I've never seen a text come through with like nothing.
I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've never never
The
seen
amount of
it.
people that
Space
tested.
and then send. Yeah.
Or maybe they're just saving it by doing that. I don't know.
The amount of people I've seen on New Year's Eve that just sent test.
Yeah, because
No, I'd
they're
understand.
probably
But how did
testing
they
the,
know? Because if I didn't read out
because they
test.
probably said that earlier to on another show.
Oh, okay.
I get it how you believe your show is the only show
My show.
because I believe that too.
My show is the only. Show.
Yeah. So
The best show here on News Talk 98.9 is the show that starts your week here on News Talk 98.9.
Yeah, weeks
It
start on
is-
I don't
Monday,
have a
really.
show, but if I did,
Sunday
it would
night.
be the only show.
It's
there you go.
Sunday night.
Way to go, you.
You do have your show. You have your show every single day.
No.
for
You,
at
you
least
should not
5
have
minutes.
that attitude.
No.
No, because there have been people who've had that attitude,
Oh.
and that was not a good attitude to have.
Well, then you can have the best news show.
I wouldn't want to do an actual news show though.
It is the host show. If a producer is allowed to chime in, that's different. If the news guys asked to talk,
Oh, yeah.
it's still not their show. It's the host show.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm
news
a
show?
news anchor, not a
There are
not a
some
show
people
anchor.
who think I'm participating. It's my show. I'm not talking about this show either. I'm not talking about this show.
Well, the guy that's on his own on Sunday nights,
Yeah,
he's not too bad.
Let's not get into that. So,
Engelbert.
did
Okay.
someone say Engelbert Humperdinck?
Engelbert.
Oh yeah, right there. Cool. You know Engelbert Humperdinck, right?
Yeah. I sure do.
What is the most famous song sang by Engelbert Humperdinck? Matthew knows, right?
What?
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Sure.
Hey, you're a big Humperdinck fan.
Yeah, everyone knows Engelbert.
Man Without Love. Release me. Please release me. Let me go. What's
Is his version more famous than that? Didn't Elvis have a version of that?
he didn't have a shot. Did he?
Or was it Engelbert who sounded like Elvis when he was singing it?
Yeah, he sounded like Elvis when he was singing it. Engelbert Humperdump.
If you're watching the stream and wondering, is Odie okay? No, he's not. Okay.
This is normal though.
For Odie, yes.
I
It was not normal when he got here.
have
He won't be normal when he leaves.
I have to
here.
live with this 365, 24/7, 19.
Even when you sleep,
Even when I'm asleep, I do stupid things.
in your dreams.
Oh, I'm wearing a Pearl Jam shirt.
I'm glad you caught yourself because you were close to saying something.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the stream, so you could have got away with it.
I was
Please.
just about to say,
Yes. No. You were about to say the word for excrement.
Should I go get the
Poopy?
correction? Weapons of
Oh,
correction.
yeah.
Now he realized, did I? Oh.
Do you know how many times I've listened?
He's like
back?
rewinding back at everything he said.
Do you
and he's
know
like,
how
oh.
many times I have re-listened to the shows to make sure that I didn't say something?
Oh, well, maybe on Sunday you may have to, but here, if you say something, I will let you know.
I know.
There will be looks.
Welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here. Odie, Cameron,
Hello.
Matthew.
Hey, what's up?
Want to welcome all the people in who've been watching football for a long time, college football, and welcome back to the show. Our new season is starting here when football's over. That's how that works. The new season starts. There aren't any really seasons, but we get all the people back that we lost to football, which I understand. I do, because I'm a co-host on a show that mostly talks football on our brother station.
Brother. Is that a sports show by any chance?
It is. It is a,
What show would that be?
the
Lonzo?
award-winning Rob Brown show. I'm sorry, Rod Brown show.
Rod Brown.
That's- I said
Yeah, Rod Brown.
Yeah.
Brown. Everybody knows it's Rod.
So I have I mean, this wasn't on the list, but I do have a question.
Mm.
Let's say that that a coworker did a prank on you and you didn't catch it for like a couple weeks.
Yep.
Would you retaliate or would you laugh and go, "Good one, dude," and just move on? What would you do? What would you?
I would say, that's funny, man. After, of course, I lose my eternal inside monologue and, profanities come out. And then I would say, but you know what? You got me. You got me good. You got me good. And then I would call 1-800-MAFIA Revenge.
All right, we have a tragedy here. Viper Dave says, "Big sad. I just made some tea and my tea bag ripped, and I now have a couple of leaves."
You're laughing at that, but that is...
Here's the thing, though.
No, you're...
I don't know because I'm not a historian. Matthew is, but I'm not a historian.
Yep. Hello, historian.
I believe that back in the day when first tea was brewed, it wasn't in bags. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, so when tea...
I don't know. I'm
when-
not a historian. I don't know why you're calling me one.
See, the thing is, tea originated in India, which is outside of America, so I do know about it. And yes, it was...
No,
once it
nothing
was-
originated outside of America. America's America. Everything comes from America because America's awesome.
Well, then, no, hold on now.
Everywhere around the world, they're coming to America. Okay,
Yeah.
it is. It's a melting pot.
Way
That's what
to
it is.
throw that song in there.
Yes.
I don't know. People keep talking about America only being like 200 something years old now. No, we're the oldest country. We're the best
All right.
country.
Let's not get into
No, but I'm just saying.
Angry
I'm just saying. No,
issues
there's there's no
here.
angry issues. I'm just saying that
Next
America.
year,
has
he's going to
given
start
us-
singing "Run to the Hills."
America
If you don't know the words to that, you'll look it up.
has
Yeah.
America has given us many, 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 many wonderful things.
We got a couple
but-
things.
Manny
Manny.
Robinson,
Many
Manny
But-
Johnson,
kettles.
Manny
for
Horowitz?
cooking for
Manny Driver?
brewing tea.
that's Manny.
Many.
Oh, sorry, I broke the convention.
She's
Keep
awesome.
going.
You just,
She was
see,
she was
we-
in Gross Point Blank.
she's pretty. We were doing so well.
she was
and then you
she
had
was
to
already a
just-
host in Gross Point Blank.
You just had to throw in the mini.
You're taking forever. What are you doing? Where are you
Tea
going?
kettle.
Do you remember where you were?
Sorry, that's where my mind was.
Hot-
But keep going.
Hot tea in kettles. Hot tea is made with hot water from a kettle,
Mhm.
not from a microwave.
Huh?
All right, and poured into a cup now that has tea bags, but back in the day,
Yes.
Okay, but
Just
how
had
did they cook
leaves.
food before microwaves were invented? Duh.
Microwaves were always there.
there was no food.
Yeah, exactly.
Isaac Newton invented gravity, and then he invented microwaves.
That's how it went.
No, you put metal like out under the sun, then you put your food on the metal, and then the sun shot, and it's microwaved.
That's why when
Sun,
Isaac Newton
sun,
had the
sun.
big brain moment where he came to his realization after getting hit on the head with the apple, it was a microwave ding sound.
And that's when he said, Erica.
You know, I can feel the blood in my ears.
All right, text her at 989. Well,
Text-
800-905-0989 says, Lonzo, play us some Tiny Tim, just 15 seconds, then play us some Engelbert Humperdinck, 15 seconds. It'll be an education for the youngins. Here's the thing, though. That would get us flagged. And if I'm going to get flagged for a song, no. No, don't do it. If that would get us, if,
I'm not
we're
going
gonna
to play
get
it
us-
on the stream.
that's
I'm
right,
going to
Trey.
play it
no,
on the radio.
No, I don't want to play it, period.
99%.
If we are going to get
correct.
flagged, then I don't want it to be for Engelbert
Yeah,
Humperdinck.
but we're not getting
You're
flagged
killing the
for it.
joke, Odie. You killed the joke.
Didn't
Okay,
kill it.
you killed the joke.
Didn't kill it.
You did.
You
Hold
did.
on. Let
You
me
killed- you
let me
killed the whole
let
joke.
me
It's
resurrect
dead,
it.
Jim.
No, it's not.
Here's
Yes.
your first problem is you ask Odie not to do something.
Yes,
That's your first
true.
problem.
All right,
That's your first
we're
problem.
gonna take our final break of the hour.
Oh, hold on.
You
I gotta
are-
press buttons.
You
Okay.
are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Oh, that's wrong.
What's wrong?
Get a second to text me.
Just, I mean, don't delete it. Just put an end date of yesterday on it, and I'll fix it later. Way to catch it. There's going to be other things on other shows.
It's edited, isn't it?
I'm so glad esteemed American Isaac Newton invented tea kettles.
Where's the dates on it, man?
Hi.
All right, you go to no, you
I'm
have
in
to
my
you
fake
have to
news
pull up the
era.
individual cut. So look at the
Current.
card number for the individual
Evidently.
cut
Yeah.
that says text line. Because you
Oh,
do not look
jeez.
at. Go back into it. Go to full edit. Are you in that card number? You were on the multi cut. Did you switch away from the multi cut?
No.
All right, go back to the multi cut.
Yeah.
When you get it.
Hold on.
Click on it. Again.
Yeah.
Then full edit.
It's true.
All right. The one
It's in
that
every game.
says, you have to
Let's
listen
also
to
take
it
on the
to figure out which one it is.
Yeah, I know that as well.
Okay, that's it. All right, so here's what you need to do. Here's the card number over here.
0010.
The voice of the Carolinas.
Are you frustrated with stubborn weight? Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Hirschman with New Life Weight Loss. When it comes to weight loss programs, I know you have options, but here's the deal.
It's probably an
Our
I.
program doesn't use any prepackaged meals. We teach you how to eat real food at home. or on
Here's the problem.
without
Which ones were O's and which ones were zeros?
And we do it with care and compassion. But here's the deal. New Life Weight Loss is the only
You may have to go back into the multi-cut, and
to identify the root causes.
you do need to fix it though if you're going to play another outro.
Just for you, so you can lose the weight and keep it off because you're actually getting healthy.
You could also just type in flaccid.
Schedule your free consultation with New Life Weight Loss. Lose 69 pounds like Melissa or 82 pounds like Greg. Before you commit to any other program, call New
Do you
Life.
know how to spell flaccid?
I
know.
864-203.
I do, FLA.
Or visit mynewlifeweightloss.com.
Make 2020 2025, the year you get started
Can
on
they
your
see?
next success with University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state
That one?
university.
No, it is.
UMGC
That
is a
one.
school
Yeah.
for real life.
So just go into it,
Adults like you learn the skills you
flood it.
need for the career you want.
Then on the end date, type in yesterday's date. So one, or just change that to a 3.
Toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's.
All right, now it should play again, and I will fix it.
And online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day.
I am learning.
Get a head start on your goals in the new year. Now is the perfect time to take the next step in your life and education.
Guess I'm not playing Tiny Tim, so.
Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start January 8th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
We are going to review Sonic 3 in the second hour because Matthew said something to us that we are concerned about, and we want to know why said thing happened. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully he remembers that he said it.
What?
About tears in Sonic 3.
What about Sonic 3?
I'll remind you when we get to it. Yeah, when we get to it.
Yeah.
Nerds have been. Oh, yeah. It's the radio.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Cameron and Matthew and Odie here on a beautiful but chilly Saturday night. This is a perfect time for the Upstate Pulse because here's what you do. I know you got a fireplace because everyone has fireplaces, because everyone who's listening to the show has a fireplace, because everyone in the world has a fireplace, especially here. So put a log on the fire, put some cardboard in there, newspaper if you can find them, something. Get that flame nice and hot. Pull your special someone, even if it's your dog or your cat or a gerbil, whatever you're into, and turn your radio up, or to 98.9 WRD, or go to the stream at Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. I also want to thank everyone, because a lot of people view this show. I think last week combined, it was somewhere around 800 or something like that. It's pretty good. We've been up to, I think like 2,600 was the most back in the beginnings of the show. We've been here a decade, by the way, and we thank you for being a part of it. And if this is your first time being here, it gets worse. It gets crazier. It gets nuttier. That's what it is. I had a discussion yesterday with a coworker, and then I witnessed Cameron and Odie have a similar discussion. So the discussion I had with a coworker was about Rich Eisen. Now, he's a sports guy, and so maybe you guys don't know who he is. You probably do. This person had no idea who he was. Now, he's a younger person, and I'm like, you don't know that Rich Eisen was on SportsCenter? He's one of the first guys on there that really clicked, and he was on there with Stuart Sky. He's like, no, I didn't know. It's like, okay. So I had that old person moment.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I really wish this person would go back and watch old episodes of SportsCenter just to see Rich Eisen on it. And then Odie earlier said something to Cameron. I don't remember what it was.
X-Files.
X-Files.
I
Yes.
was playing a song
Yeah.
that had been on X-Files.
Yeah. And Cameron said he had never seen X-Files. Now, everyone listening or watching can blame me. Go ahead. That's fine. Yeah. And you should. But he's also 31, and he could, seek it out himself if he wanted to. So he had never seen X-Files. So what?
Just before, I was going to say one sentence to you. 2 words. Jennifer Aniston. No.
What are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
What was her name?
Jillian Anderson.
That's Jillian. It was Jennifer's
Yeah,
sister.
I mean, it's
Gillian
not,
Anderson.
It's not her sister.
It
You
is.
had
either.
somebody else
No,
on your
it's
mind?
not. Yeah.
But Jennifer Aniston is from Friends.
Yes.
No one told you life's going to be
And
this way.
Jillian, Aniston and Anderson, not the same name.
They're
I don't know
same
if you knew
people.
that or not.
Same people.
They do both start with an A. So there's that. So I was thinking, so if I were to look at the young and Matthew and knowing there were some things maybe in pop culture or sci-fi and fantasy or video games or something that I knew that Matthew had never heard of or seen or read, what would I suggest to him? And I want to know what you would suggest to someone. I'm going to go ahead and say what I would suggest to Matthew, and that would be to read the authors Weiss and Hickman.
Who?
Exactly. Read the authors Weiss and Hickman. They're the authors of the Dragonlance novels,
I
which
thought
there
they
are
sounded familiar.
which there are a
Okay.
ton of. Actually, Hickman has actually wrote some comic books too and some other stuff, and
Yep.
she has too. But them combined have done it. They've done a bunch of D&D stuff too. That's where they started. They were doing a D&D session, and then they decided to make the D&D session that they made up into books.
Yep, I'm aware of it.
So that's an author that I would share to a younger generation that probably doesn't read anymore or hasn't. I'm just using Matthew as an example because he's the youngest person in the room. Odie, is there something? It can be something music, it can be something TV, something from back in the day that you know a young coworker has never seen that you think that they should check it out.
Yeah, I'm not only going to go old, but obviously I'm going to go across the pond as well. And there was a musical band called Horselips.
You
And
said horse lips.
yeah,
Horse lips.
Okay.
is what
no,
you said.
Horselips.
Horse,
It's a flower. The whore flower.
you know, like
is a flower.
horseradish?
Yeah, kind of. But it's
Okay.
a
All
flower.
right. All right.
So yeah, Horselips. They're a traditional Irish rock band.
Gotcha. Horse lips.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not spelled horse, HORSE. But yeah, and I would recommend it. They're clean as well. Like, I mean, no problem listening. There's no bad language in it. It's just they're an old 1968, 70s rock band, and they're really good.
All
Really,
right.
really good.
All right. People are starting to give us comments on the text line, which is now 800-905-0989. So if you had the old text line in your phone, get rid of that
Yeah.
and put the new one, 800-905-0989 in there. And Texas Texture says, Matthew, watch a video of Nairobi Trio performing. By the way, this wasn't specifically to Matthew. This is to a coworker who is younger than you. And I chose Matthew because he's the youngest guy in the room. If Odie was the youngest guy in the room, it's an old room.
He's also the
older.
youngest.
It's an old room.
I mean, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I'm not that young anymore.
No, but you're still the youngest guy in the room
yeah.
by 3 years. So there's that.
Are you a grandpa in his 50s?
No.
Then you're the youngest guy.
Yeah, well,
You're young. by
listen.
comparison.
Listen, let's not have infighting here. Odie and I do that. Anyway,
No,
so
we don't.
Oh, we already had that at the beginning of the show.
we did.
What?
So
The
It was a
O versus
free-for-all.
zero.
Oh yeah.
At
yes.
the beginning of the show.
So Matthew,
Yeah.
dude, you're nearly 30.
That's bad.
You know that? You're nearly 30. So there's a 15-year-old kid out there who's working on some. They will allow some 15-year-olds to work. So let's say not here, but somewhere else. You're working with someone. If you're 15, you can't work here. I mean, even if you're an intern, you got to be 18. Sorry, it's the rules. But so you're working with a kid. Let's go ahead and say you're working with an 18-year-old kid. He's interning in the newsroom. You know, he's into similar stuff that you're into. What is the one thing you would tell him to do? It can be a video game. It can be a book. It can be anything like that.
Especially at the age of 15, I think an amazing series to go through is Mob Psycho 100 because it's a very fun and entertaining manga series or anime, whichever way you would prefer to experience the series. Either one is amazing. The anime adaptation is absolutely amazing though, so I would say probably going for that is the best and more accessible. But the point is it's a wonderful, fun, and funny series while also having a lot to say about relationships and growing up and things like that I think is really great for someone of that age.
All right, Chris is saying what I was talking about, the Dragonlance series, which is amazing. By the way, the latest one, which came out like, I don't know, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, I finally started reading it yesterday. The writers are so good to me that I read 50 pages before I put the book down. And there are writers like that. And I don't know. I mean, do kids still, I do know that kids go to the library because my 6-year-old granddaughter goes to the library and brings home a book that she has to work on to learn words and stuff. But do the older kids still buy books, or do they read them on Kindle or on their iPad or something?
No, they still read
Still
books.
read.
Yeah, kids still read books. Big time.
I'm a little out of touch when it comes to that. That's video games.
I will say, especially as someone who went directly experienced this going through it, But I think the way that reading is handled in education tends to push people away from reading a lot because it becomes this required chore, and you're not allowed to really experience some of the things that you want to experience. It's this kind of set, structured way of forcing you into a particular path that kind of sucks. But
It definitely was back in the day. It definitely was.
it was when I
You
went through
really
it. That
had-
wasn't that
yeah,
long ago. I mean,
it was like a week ago.
yeah,
Well,
like
I-
a week ago. I graduated from high school. This summer will be my 10-year anniversary of graduating from high school. Wow.
Wow.
What year were you born?
96.
Cameron, what's the thing that you would suggest to a younger coworker that they do?
Watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think to mention that. Yes, Avatar. Forget what I said. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Is
Mob
the
Psycho
guy-
100 is amazing. Watch it as well.
Is
But
that
also Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Is that the guy with the arrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Never seen
One
that.
of the best pieces of animation that's ever been produced.
Yes. One of the best stories in general, too.
All right. Texter laughed at horse lips.
Yeah, there's no W
What?
because he sent me in the.
Why would there
incorrect
be
spelling.
why would there be a W?
I don't know. George W. Bush.
Why would there be a W? I don't get it.
No, neither do I.
Yeah. Let's. I mean,
Should
'cause
I
was
strike
thinking.
him now?
I was thinking horse as in nay, that kind of horse.
Yeah, no.
You know, like the thing you fell off of and broke all your bones.
Many times.
Yes, that thing. Yeah, I was thinking of a horse. I don't know what anybody else is talking about.
Nope.
Texter writes at 800-905-0989, the Kodo drummers from Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I've seen them before. They are amazing. There's just there's so many things to pass on to a younger generation, and I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be
No.
nerdy pop culture stuff, but that's what this kind of show is.
Yeah.
So
I remember watching YouTube, and my son was sitting on my lap, and I played The Man Who Sold the World, the Nirvana version, and just watching him watch it, like it was the very first time he had ever heard it, and I was like, "This is awesome," because he was kind of, I could see the little head going, and he was really enjoying it. I was like, "This is really cool."
all right.
I also love that version.
I think that we should bring back walking across the Appalachian Mountains on your morning walk to school every morning and in negative 20-degree weather. I think we should bring that back.
Having to walk uphill both ways
Yeah.
Uphill both ways, yeah.
in
Mhm.
the 7 foot of snow.
In
Through
7
the
feet of snow.
blizzard!
Yeah.
By the
Let's
way,
go!
I'm the only one here who did that. Texter says, "Hey guys, have you seen the weather forecast for next weekend?" We actually started out the show talking about it. Are we going to get ice, snow, or rain?
Yes.
It's caught flat-footed for Helene. I'm not going to let that happen again, Jim and Easley. Good. Hunker down. Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Have you hunkered down before,
Yeah,
Odie?
I hunker down.
Are you-
I enjoy
Are
it.
you a hunkering?
I enjoy
If
it.
you were hunkering, well, people know you were hunkering.
Yeah, it would.
There's a difference between hunkering and hankering.
I had a hankering.
Mm.
I had a hankering.
Hankering for hungering?
Sometimes.
Hankering for a chunk of cheese?
Ooh.
You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I didn't actually know until looking it up just now that there is a chance of snow next week.
I said that in the first segment.
I thought you were just talking about in general because it's getting
No.
cold.
No,
Here
I didn't
comes
realize
the
that there was
No.
actually a chance.
no, I even mentioned that there was.
How are you on the show and not listening to the
It's,
show?
it's okay.
What did we talk about in
There's
the
a
last
lot
segment?
of things being talked about all at once.
No, it was
We've
pretty
kind
much,
of-
it was pretty much just me talking about it.
He opened with it.
Beginning.
He
Yeah,
opened with it.
I was the only one talking about it for probably like the first 7 or 8 minutes. I even asked you about a nor'easter, and you said you're not a weather guy, you're a news guy. That was during the part where I was talking about the weather. I just want to, I may be older than a grandpa, but I do remember all that.
What? What's that, Sonny?
What?
How do I? Oh yeah.
As someone who has to unfortunately remember what everyone says in any conversation that I'm involved in.
You're the memory storage for everyone.
I'm
Don't
not.
ask me what someone's name is.
Hey, I have a question for you. What did we talk about in the last segment?
Oh, so last weekend I finally had my motherboard arrive, so I finally upgraded my PC. I am now running
For Congress.
a roughly 112% more.
Did
Not
you
efficient.
unbox and then put it together on the internet so you put it together? together?
No. I put together 3 PCs that
Well,
weekend.
you're no Henry Cavill then.
I did not stream it. Instead, I put together 3 different PCs this weekend. I put my new PC together that is 112% more powerful than my previous PC. A lot of the components from the previous PC
Hey, Matthew,
were put
what do you need all that power for?
together. Video editing and gaming. A lot of the previous parts went into finally having up the media center PC downstairs that I've been wanting to put together for like a year and a half now. So that's up and running now. And then we finally fixed the issues with my friend's PC so that it's finally reading his new hard drive. Well, it was new 2 years ago when he got it and it didn't work. But it was a power supply issue. His power supply was not delivering power to the SATA connectors. If that means anything to anybody.
I vaguely followed what that is, but I've never actually. Well, I put back in the day. I put some computers together, but it was difficult, and it was before all this stuff. You know, it was hand-me-down stuff. I looked up horse slips, and they apparently have a flutist.
Flautist.
The flutist.
Flautist.
Flutist.
Flautist.
It's a flutist.
Putting together PCs is fun.
It's a flautist.
It's a flutist.
How is it a flutist?
Because he plays the flute, dude.
Yeah, but it's a flautist.
It's a flutist.
He is the flute, you know?
Yeah, flutist.
He is.
Flautist sounds like flotsam.
And jetsam.
Yes. They were eels in Disney, I believe. They look very much like a 60s, 70s band, or they did back in the black and white stuff. Although the one dude looks like the drummer from that movie that I really liked. You know, with the one guy who said he's a golden god.
This is them.
Very late 60s. You are going to get us flagged for flotsam.
It's not on.
I mean, for horse slips. Here's the thing: if we're being quiet and you play it, it's being played through the speakers.
Yeah,
it can be heard through the
But
microphone.
we weren't being quiet. Be all right.
Won't wait. I mean, go back and listen to the stream later. I never watch any of this stuff over again. So
I will.
what's Dirg mean?
Jarrig.
It says Dirg.
Jarrig.
This is Dirg.
What color is on your shirt?
Red.
Here you go.
Red Doom.
Red Doom.
Okay.
The lyrics are good of Jarrig Doom.
By the way, someone was asking about the red symbol on my shirt. This is from Red Hood. It's not from Nightwing.
That
Ooh,
fella gave
bunch of question marks.
Bono a mention.
There's a bunch of question marks texted in.
Yeah, he gave Bono a medal. Not happy about that.
Odie, hors d'oeuvres is the same as horse lips. Can you eat horse lips?
Yes.
Well, how do you know that right away?
I've ate it.
You can eat any
You've-
lips.
You've eaten horse lips.
I've told you already. It's a flower. It's HOR flower.
That's not what I said.
Oh, horse
I said
lips.
horse lips.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No.
Let's do what I do on my work computer. Can you eat horse lips?
That's the weirdest thing they got.
No person shall sell for human consumption the tongue, diaphragm, heart, esophagus, lips, ears, or glands of a horse. Nor shall these parts or a horse be included in
But
a
it's not
horse meat
spelled.
food product intended for human consumption.
It's not spelled
That's the Ohio
H-O-R-S-E.
revised code.
It's spelled
Here, I don't know.
H-O-R.
I like the fact that
S-L-I-P-S.
it's done like an old English thing.
That's how.
None shall.
That's how old it is. I thought they were Diglets at first. Are they?
They are Diglets.
Look at me.
You know Pokemon.
No, not like Matthew does, but I knew those were Diglets.
Yeah, Milky.
Matthew's not even paying attention.
I
so.
can't say words.
What was I not paying
What?
attention to?
Oh,
Bro.
Bro, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse
Who do-
right here
who do
on
I
News
need to-
Talk
who do I need to do
98.9
to?
WRD. What?
Who do I need to do it to?
Do it to who?
There was a lot of voices came through there.
Here's what you need to do.
Yeah, go on.
You need to noob yourself.
No,
Yes, you do.
because he
Here's
had
the reason why.
he
Here's
had
the reason
finished.
why. Here's the
He-
reason
he
why.
had stopped.
You turned the mics on,
Yeah,
and I didn't turn around to my mic preparing to talk.
it wasn't you.
So if anyone's going to be noobed,
It wasn't you.
it would be you.
No, it wasn't.
But
you.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm
Mm.
gonna no noob. I can do that. It's omnipotence. Omnipotence.
He's saving you.
I am saving you.
There was no me to be saved
Yes.
because the
saving
dude.
you from yourself.
Here's the thing: you try to trap people, is what you're trying to do, and you're injuring your own self. I'm trying to save you from you, Odie,
The dude,
which I
had
try to
said-
do every
You
Saturday.
are your own worst enemy.
The dude,
Yes, look
the
at you.
dude had said 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. And when he says Carolinas, that means that I'm turning on the microphones.
Here's the thing: you turn the microphone on when the host is ready for them.
And you were
to be
looking at
on.
me. It's
No,
other
I
people-
wasn't.
You
No,
were.
he
I
was
was not. I was
not.
looking at Matthew.
You were looking at
You
me.
saw
with
me
your-
You
looking
were
at
making
Matthew.
eye contact.
Yeah,
you were
Matthew and
looking at
I,
me
and we're
with your
talking.
Inner eye.
Okay. My inner eye is thinking more about noobing Odie, but I'm not going to do that. In this hour, we are going to talk Sonic 3. We're going to talk about the ending of the Penguin. So if you haven't seen it, you should go ahead and watch it. We're also going to talk about the latest episode of Creature Commandos. We're not going to be talking about Skeleton Crew because apparently we're one episode behind, but we will remedy that. We are also going to do a wonderful oops. But before we do that, I'd like to talk about French fries. You guys
Okay.
want to talk about French fries?
Let's talk about French fries.
I think French fries are pretty mid.
I think I would like to call them pomfret.
How dare you?
Did you really say that French fries are mid?
Yes.
What are your favorite French fries?
I was shocked and stunned when we couldn't get French fries at the eatery that we went to. They had no French fries.
Well, I mean,
No, I don't mind.
they did have spuds because I had one.
Yeah, you turned Irish for a little minute.
Yes, I did.
Spaghetti.
I love the potato. Exactly. All right. So there is a famous restaurant that everyone around here thinks it's the law for them to go to, and that would be Chick-fil-A.
Waffle House.
And because
Please tell me people don't actually think Chick-fil-A French fries are the best.
all right,
They're not.
let me
They're like
finish,
the worst.
Mr. Negativity.
Yeah, Mr. Negativity.
It's to each his own as far as fries goes.
Yeah,
okay?
go eat your own.
I don't. I've McDonald's fries is always a preference for me, but that doesn't mean they're the best fries. I mean, there's probably some better fries out there. I like the fries at Bad Daddy's. I like those, and it's probably the kind of oil that they make them
Yep.
in. I think it might be peanut oil or something. I don't know. But fries are fries. But here's the thing. So people who go to Chick-fil-A, and I love Chick-fil-A, it's on the edge of cultic. Okay.
Okay.
They say
I don't really think there's an edge there.
they say that it's the fastest drive-through. No, it's not.
It's not even
It's
slightly.
not.
No.
Okay, well, Chick-fil-A has changed how they make their French fries. They've added something. They're waffle fries.
Yeah.
They've added something so they don't go soggy as fast as they did before.
Have they added hopes and dreams?
No,
Oh.
they added pea.
Yummy.
Potassium?
They added the pea protein according to the website,
Pea-
so
pea
they
isn't
don't
that-
get soggy. So this is an extract from peas. You know, green peas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and apparently it makes the fries less soggy. Some kids actually are allergic to that, so they cannot eat them, and so people are complaining about the fact that the fries are the recipe has changed. So we've seen this happen with restaurants and other things, like when back in the day, this would be something I could tell Matthew about because he wasn't around
Remember back
when they went to New Coke. And they made a big deal
Yeah, 'cause
about
Oh, and they
Coke.
took Coke out of Coke?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
not
when-
that
when-
Coke.
Yeah.
Not that kind of Coke.
When-
No, they
when
changed
it
the
was-
formula
I miss Coke.
of the Coca-Cola and made it taste more like Pepsi. And so people got really upset
Yeah,
about
and
it
that's why they done the Pepsi challenge.
to the point where they had to go back to putting the old Coke back to being the old Coke. Not that Coke. Not the old Coke. But this was 80s, 90s, I think, somewhere around there.
Naughties.
So do you have a problem with companies changing their the recipe.
No, but I do have. Do you know what I do have a slight little problem with? You know the way the Cameron fella over there. He's a slightly learned individual. He would be clever. And when you said P, he said potassium.
It's
But he
actually
should know
phosphorus.
potassium is K. You should know that.
I should.
And there's potassium in
Here's the thing,
potatoes
I'm
already.
so disappointed
Potatoes.
in you,
So
Cameron.
disappointed.
Potatoes are a great source of potassium, but that's not no.
No.
So anyway, some sort of pea extract. With this, if you're listening,
You know you can use
pea
That's what he
it.
as
could've
in
just- he could've
as
just-
in how else do I say pea?
You could use it. You could use P to tan leather.
Should I say the extract of a pea?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that doesn't sound like something else. All right, to use the extract of a pea,
Yes.
as I understand.
How do you?
I'm not a
How
scientist,
do
so I
you
don't know.
extract it though? Squish.
It's just,
They
I mean,
use a particular protein extract.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
that's K.
you daggum squish them. That's what you do. You ain't daggum squished a pea before?
No, that's not K. K is potassium. I said a particular protein
Oh,
extract.
sorry.
Potassium isn't a protein, is it?
Listen, let's not get elemental, okay?
All right. Texter says, why is that kid so negative?
Okay.
Texter
No.
also says
There's a child in the room.
French fries fried in duck fat.
I want French fries.
Odie,
Yeah.
have you ever had French fries fried in duck fat?
Kinda.
How do you get the fat out of a duck?
You run them.
You squeeze them really
Squeeze 'em.
hard.
Where's the fat that you use in duck fat? Where's it come from? Does it come from the neck? I mean, I don't know, or from the bill?
Can't tell. What? No, Bill works here during the week.
He does. He does a wonderful program.
Fantastic job.
Bojangles seasoned fries
I
and
would
Five
imagine
Guys
most
Cajun
likely
fries are
comes-
highly tasty. I do like Five Guys Cajun fries, but I don't want to eat a whole sack of potatoes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't like Five Guys. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think it's hyped up.
I agree.
How about the French fries? We're talking about the French fries.
Yeah, no, even the French fries.
You don't like the
They're
French fries?
soggy and gross.
Yeah,
Well, the top part when you eat them when they're hot, they're not. But I mean, by the time you get to the other ones, it's like
yeah.
35
all
minutes
the
later.
moisture just goes
Yeah,
down.
it does.
Moist.
It does. That's why that bag looks wet.
If I could introduce anything to the upstate and the greater United States of
That's so
America,
animated.
I
Was.
would
Is
Wow.
it cooking your own food?
introduce French fries from a place in Ireland called Supermax. And Supermax
Sounds like a gas station.
it does.
Why would you
Supermax,
eat French fries from a gas station?
They actually have them in gas
It's like
stations.
gas station sushi.
Wow, like it's like hot dogs. Why
No,
would you do that?
Supermax is
Or those really elongated sausages.
unbelievable. Well, they're nice as well.
Okay. What? I don't know what kind of. I don't know if they're not kielbasa because kielbasa are fat.
Yeah.
These are really long stretched sausages.
Yeah.
So
But no, Supermax is an Irish fast food joint, and if I could get some of the fries, and bring them over here and keep them warm, I don't know how I do it because it's a 7-hour flight. But anybody that has been to Ireland, anybody on the text stream,
can't you
on the
just
stream-
find out how they cook them and try to cook them yourself that way?
I've tried.
Have you?
I have actually
What kind of oil do they use?
hot oil. I've actually talked to the
It's usually
guy.
how it's done. I mean,
Talked to the guy that owns it. Pat McDonough is his name. Patrick McDonough.
yeah, of course.
And I've
That
no, I
sounds-
have because
That,
he
that
used to.
sounds. Yeah,
he-
Patrick McDonough. That sounds like the guy that
know.
would own the. Yeah, yeah.
But
sure.
he used to sponsor Supermax used to sponsor a show that I was on years ago,
Mhm.
and and he was talking to me, and I asked him how could I make Supermax, and he said, well, you can go to New York because they have a Supermax in New York. Well, they had. I don't know if it's still there.
All right. A couple texts at our new text line, 800-905-0989. Fun fact, diesel automobiles use a death fluid, which is an extract of pee, as in urine. Don't believe me, look it up.
To
Okay.
the
I don't care. I mean,
interweb I go.
yeah. Just here's the thing. So where do they get the pee
Is
from? Is there like five guys who like drink the night before and they get the pee from them? I mean, is it just, I mean,
No, they make burgers.
or do they get it from, they get it from porta potties? I mean, where would they get the pee from?
Okay, so Texter, I got to call you out on this. You're lying because I just typed in, is there P in DEF? And it said, no, diesel exhaust fluid does not contain urine. So therefore, it does
Do you
contain.
really think someone would do that?
it
Just
can-
hop in the text line and lie?
But it
No,
does
come
say, that it has 32% urea, which is not in urine. But it is, but it's not.
Yeah,
It
well,
is,
it's
it's not.
okay. Urea. Okay, all right.
It is not derived from your Rhine, my Rhine, his Rhine, anybody's Rhine.
All right.
So,
We tend to
Texter
try and leave
says
the Rhine alone.
Texter says truffle fries are the bomb diggity. I love truffle fries. Odie, big fan of the truffle fries.
love them. What are they?
I've seen him eat. You've had truffle fries before. I've seen you eat them.
Where?
A couple of different places.
What are truffle
When they
fries?
put stuff on the fries.
Okay.
I think
Anyway.
you're thinking of me.
No, I've seen
I-
him. I've seen him eat them.
Has he done that? Okay.
Yes.
I've been working on a healthy fry option as well to go with like my turkey burgers and stuff when I make them, which is a baked sweet potato fry, which is very difficult to do right because sweet potatoes do not crisp up.
They go soggy.
They go really soggy and really limp, and that's because they don't have as much starch as other potatoes. And the way to deal with that is to boil them for like 6 minutes
Yes.
in water and oil. Boil them for like 6 minutes.
Parboil.
And then put them in the oven with the starch activated from that, and they'll actually crisp up.
All right. Sounds awesome. When we come
And
back,
they're much healthier.
When we come back, we are going to come back with Oops, and we're going to talk Sonic 3 and do a bunch of stuff like that. I would suggest to crisp them that you add some pea because we already found out that works. So that's what I would do. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of them Carolinas. Make eye contact. I've had sweet potato fries before. And I like them. I'll make them something and I don't know what it is. Like the first couple usually taste pretty good, then afterwards it's just I don't know if there's a blandness to it or what. And I've had them, made them out of the freezer. I've had them at a couple different restaurants. And there's a combination somewhere that would make it taste better. I don't know if it's something you dip it in or what. Maybe use a different kind of salt. But this is just for me. It just tastes like something's missing.
I mean, sweet potatoes in general taste very different from russet potatoes.
No, I love sweet potatoes.
Okay.
If I have a choice between, like if I go to a steak restaurant or something, if they have sweet potatoes, I go with the sweet potato every time. So
That's
it's
good.
not like I don't like the I love the taste of sweet potatoes. And maybe part of the problem is when you eat sweet potato fries, maybe I'm thinking of a fully loaded sweet potato with butter and cinnamon and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's the problem. Which, of
Okay, I
course,
was gonna
is not
say
healthy. I get it.
I was gonna say that's good that you do the sweet potatoes because those are healthier. It's a complex carb compared to russet potatoes. But no, if you're adding all of that, never
Also,
mind. They're not healthy
calorie count,
anymore.
they're about the same. You're not really losing or gaining any calories by eating sweet
Well, calories are also just kind of one piece of it. You care more about what is within those calories than the calories themselves, up to a certain point.
Popular. They're gonna be popular. You doing a shout out for that? Are you going to it?
I am not required to do such things. And why would I go to that? I mean, it's an awesome thing, especially for it goes really well every year. But there's a couple of things that happen there that I'm not into. One is the bourbon part of it. The other thing that I'm not into is people, and there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people there. So
I'm
yeah,
I'm going to it just for the. Why else would I not?
you're going for exposure. Good for you.
Because I won't be going for the bourbon. Not a big fan of bacon.
They have porky treats.
I might try that.
It's my favorite part. One of the
Was that-
commercials, the guy says porky treats. And I just imagine him reading the copy going,
Porky treats.
I gotta say porky treats? I don't know.
That reply I gave.
I've been
that'd be
trying to
alright.
get Rob to say porky treats.
Porky treats. That reply I gave would be all right, will it?
I don't know. I'm not from Ireland or from Britain or the United Kingdom. I do not bow to your king.
Neither do I. I am my own king.
His ears are really big. I'm talking about you.
I guess his answer to your ears hang low is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not really low. Did it hang out? Yeah, they do. Do your ears
Yeah,
hang out?
they
Do you
wiggle
hear
to
them
and
shout?
fro. You put them on your shoulder like a continental soldier. Do your ears hang low? Eat turf, Russell.
I love that turf is a different thing here than it is in Ireland. Turf is a fossil fuel. You
They could be playing on natural grass, but I don't think so.
No, you burn turf in Ireland. Like turf is it's a fuel, heating fuel.
Are you coming back with?
Oh man, no.
I did say it.
I know.
All right. All right,
Yeah,
that one,
yeah,
that
okay.
one I am getting you on. All right, before we get to Oops, I wanted to make sure to remind you of two things. For one, if you're looking for a place to go and hang out or looking for a place to buy comic books, anime, manga or manga, depending on if you're Matthew or not.
It's manga.
Yes. If you're looking for a place to find D&D stuff like dice and figures and books, if you're looking for used video games, vintage rather, you can get those at Borderlands Comics and Games. They have so many things there, and there are no strangers there. You can go in there. Even someone like myself who has a little bit of a phobia of people because my mind goes blank, and it's just but my mind never goes blank when it comes to pop culture and things like that. So you can go in there and you can have a conversation with anyone and have a good time. Make sure you go to Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. Open 7 days a week, and tell them that you heard about it on the Upstate Pulse. Also, just another reminder, and people have been reminding all during the week, and I'm going to continue to do this throughout the show. Our new text line is 800-905-0989. Put it in your phone, program it. Then you don't have to worry about all the numbers so much. And text us flaccid and let us know. And sometimes when people make a mistake, we get this. And then after we get that, when people in the world make a mistake, we get this.
Oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head.
Nobody can take that much and still live.
What's this? That's cray cray.
Is everybody in this town on drugs?
This is ridiculous.
Also, Odie, that thing that I told you to have ready
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
You have that thing ready?
No.
Do you? Because I don't think you do.
There.
Okay. All right. Kansas family is working to reunite something that they found. All right. Olaf or Olafi, I don't know. We're going to go Olaf. Resident Ty Hayden says he recently found something as he was getting out of a rideshare vehicle. Hopped out of the Uber just make sure we didn't leave anything so we wouldn't have to have the Uber come back because that costs money. I flipped on the flashlight and found a couple of items, Hayden says. The driver told Hayden he had no idea how long this was in there. What did they find in the Uber, Cameron?
A bell?
Did not find a bell. Matthew, what did they find in the Uber?
A 1996 Japanese copy of Pokemon Red for the Nintendo Game Boy.
No, because if they did that, they wouldn't tell anybody. They put it in their pocket and then they sell it later. Odie, what did they find?
A leprechaun.
No, because if you find a leprechaun, you're going to make him take you to his gold, unless you're in the hood. Leprechaun in the hood, then you're probably going to die.
That was terrible.
Yes, it was. So, almost as bad as a leprechaun in space. Although that was kind of
That was a cult classic.
Was it? Okay. So here's what they found. They found an urn.
An urn?
An urn. Yes.
I like that. Can I do it again? What is
Yes. Yes, they found an urn. All right, so Hayden with his flashlight looked in the Uber thing, seeing, okay, did I leave anything behind? And he found an urn.
Did he also hear, oh, yeah?
I hope not, because if he did, maybe he should run because he did. Hayden then turned
Maybe that was his urn.
Yeah, it could have been. Hayden then turned the urn over to his mother because, if you find an urn,
Here you go.
you got to give it to your mom. I mean, if Matthew took some sort of rideshare thing and he looked in with a flashlight and he found an urn, you give it to his mom, right? You give it to your mom, right?
Why would you give a possibly cursed object an urn
Oh,
and
I would
hand
give
it
that
over to
my
your mom?
You don't think so? All right, so stop. No, we do it when you're cued. Aaron Hayden was the mom's name.
I'm very cute.
Who's been searching for? He said I'm cute. Aaron Hayden, who's been
What was he
searching for
searching
its
for? Was
owner.
he searching for an urn?
All right, so he threw up a post on Facebook, and it's been shared 200 times, but so far, no one has claimed the urn. Aaron says it would be a relief to find its owner. She says, if it was my parent or my child or my urn or whoever it would be, I would want it back home. So if you're in the upstate and recently you took a trip and you were taking along your urn. Oh,
You
wow.
jinxed yourself. You said it before the
Wow.
show. You knew. Hey, Odie, I think that kind of goes in an urn. The ashes of
We are waiting. Someone owes us a noob. Are you okay? You all right? Okay.
Oh, what a noob. Total noob. Classic noob.
Classic noob. Why is it a classic noob? Because he was making fun of it before the show started.
3 minutes station.
And that's exactly what he did. All right, we're going to take a break.
No, we're not, because I'm not ready.
Yeah, we're going to take a break.
Oh,
When we
that's
come
ready.
back, see, I will talk you into it. You would have had time. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to do an AI takeover, and this is a very interesting one. Well, also, I'm not doing that thing where I put stuff off. We're going to talk Sonic 3, even if it's in the roundtable. We're going to talk Sonic 3. But when we come back, we're doing AI takeover. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD. Please don't lose your urn.
All right, that was my thing. I'll be the body that they send.
I am starting the new year off with just, oh, man. What was the first segment we did?
What, for the
Oh,
second
French
hour?
fries, yeah.
Why are you guys not talking? Someone needs to be talking to the stream.
Hey, stream.
Hi, stream.
I'm sore. I can't talk.
Odie's
Literally,
been
that-
broken. He needs to recalibrate for a bit.
Yeah, that actually hurt. I was laughing that hard. It hurt.
I hope the sound didn't go out. Maybe it's just
He
everyone
was talking about he was talking about the
noob.
mics.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
talking about the mics at the beginning
okay.
when Odie didn't turn on our mics.
Yeah.
That was funny. Got a very puce shade of red there.
Puce. Puce is more like pink than it is red.
Would I be pucey red?
No, it's more like pink. Not
Okay.
red. I guess pink is a shade of red to a degree, but puce is more of a shade of pink.
Pink was always like red and white together.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'd be like it's
a light.
It's a combination of
Sound isn't gonna.
Odie, he was talking about when.
Oh yeah, sorry, Chris. I am running on 2.0 today.
What's that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
You would think that would be meaning that you're running better.
Usually when
Should be
someone
running on
says
6,
upgraded to
7.
2.0.
Yeah, but I should be up on 6 or 7.
Are we talking about like out of 10 or?
Yeah.
Numbers mean something when they're put together with.
See, the thing
units
is, if you knew that it's a 0 and not an O, you wouldn't be having all these confusion.
True.
Oh, what are we coming back with?
Yeah, I said it multiple times before we went to break. He's going to guess. You don't get it right. You know what happens.
Nope.
He's going to get it wrong.
It's fun to see this.
You know he's going to get it wrong. I said it twice before we went out to break. Don't help him on stream either.
What are we going back with? I've got like 41 seconds to get it right.
They want you to be new. Yeah.
On the stream, are we coming back with something?
Help him.
Oh, I can go back and listen to it.
That's cheating.
No, that's using the resources available to you. That's what that
I wanted to make him feel bad, so he didn't do it. But I know that doesn't work on
You
him.
don't have time.
Quick, hit buttons on his
He's
own.
going to mess up the podcast. He's going to be able to hit. Be on bad team. Please don't lose it. One. Well, also, I'm not doing that thing where I put stuff off. We're going to talk stuff.
Why is it not coming out?
He went all around it.
I know. Nope. It's time. Odie.
You did it right. I know.
You know what? Y'all can just no. No. Dave's not here, man.
What the Matrix is, Neo? This isn't real. What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply
Mike's going
electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
3 billion human lives ended. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare. The war against the machines.
All right. We haven't done it in a while. AI Takeover.
What, getting noobed?
Oh, no, that happens quite often here. This is one of those things where I can say I told you so, but this is something that everyone knows, especially if you listen to the station. And I'm holding this thing right here. If you're looking on, don't turn your head around really quick to see what I'm holding. I'm holding my phone, okay? When you say...
Listen, when you say you're holding something, it's going to be something normal. If I say I'm holding something...
I don't want to know what it is.
Yeah, there might be a restraining order involved.
Multiple.
I was holding my phone. Yeah, definitely multiple. Because, when you say, the government's listening, phone's listening, because it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've experienced what I'm about to talk about here before multiple times, like daily, especially doing a 4-hour show on our brother station, the Rod Brown Show. Apple is going to pay $95 million to settle a Siri privacy lawsuit. Apple agreed to pay $95 million in cash to settle a proposed class action lawsuit claiming that its voice-activated Siri assistant violated user privacy. Preliminary settlement was filed on Tuesday night in the Oakland, California federal court and requires approval by U.S. District Judge Jeffrey White, the Honorable Jeffrey White. Mobile device owners complained that Apple routinely recorded their private conversations after they activated Siri unintentionally and disclosed their conversations to third parties, such as advertisers. Voice assistants typically react when the people use hot words such as Odie or Cameron.
Because I'm hot.
Also a hot word. Yay.
Two Plaintiffs said their mentions of Air Jordan sneakers and Olive Garden restaurants triggered ads for these products. Another said he got ads for a brand name surgical treatment after discussing it. He thought privately with his doctor. So,
Yeah.
so
don't talk about Viagra.
So you can talk about Cialis though.
Oh, okay.
Or your hymns or extends or something like that. I mean,
Ex-
so it's whatever you probably shouldn't talk about that because it's going to pop up on your Facebook feed. We're experimenting here to see. No, don't.
No, but
let it go.
Okay.
Let it go. Let it go.
There's one called that.
No, you hit you hit it and you move on. If you want me to explain it to you, I will later.
I don't need it.
Don't kill another joke.
I didn't.
Anyway,
Get in the car, Odie. Get in the car.
So
We're going.
this happens to me all the time. Well, while doing the Rod Brown show, and that's we'll be talking about a subject even when we're off the air because we like here, which started here on the Upstate Pulse. We don't really do commercials unless one of us has to tinkle. So we'll talk about something, and suddenly it will show up on my Facebook feed. It will show up on my X feed, and I'm like, yeah, the government's listening again. Well, apparently some people are tired of that, and they're suing Apple over it. I don't know if you can get in on it. Probably too late. But it might be something that you may want to check out because it's not a joke. They are listening.
So if I put my phone up here beside the microphone, and if I talk about green girls, like girls that are green,
no, there's no product for that.
There is.
No. What's the product for green girls?
Star Trek.
No.
The original Star Trek.
No, it wouldn't be that.
The green girl with the red hair.
It would be like earlier when we talked about French fries and we talked about Chick-fil-A and we talked about Five Guys. We talked about say you talk about a bunch of restaurants and suddenly if you look on your Facebook or your X, you may more than likely Facebook, you will see all that stuff.
One of the weirdest things, I have no idea what I searched to get this, is there was a Facebook group that like popped up at some point that was just honk if you like clown girls. And I stared at the phone for like a second. I was like, what?
Matthew, did you send that to him?
No.
He's the head moderator.
To the internet.
Don't give away my secret.
Now we know what the gatherings are all about. The gatherings
There's a lot of things wrong with clown
the
girls.
gatherings are about clown girls.
Is there a W in clown girls? Yeah.
How else would you spell it? How would you spell clown girls without the W?
Why are you looking up clown
Don't
girls
do that.
on the
What's
work
wrong
computer?
with you?
Because I'm now very disturbed.
You weren't 5
Well,
seconds
it's just
ago?
girls dressed up as clowns.
It's girls dressed up as clowns.
I mean, it's like
There's
self-explanatory.
Scary ones. I mean, I'm
Because
not.
some
I'm
people
not,
are into scared clowns, dude.
I'm not afraid.
I
of
have
clowns.
never looked it up, never heard of it till now. But I knew exactly what it was because it's self-explanatory. I mean, it's just. I mean,
they're all scary looking. All
Some
of them.
guys are into that.
some people are into furries. Some people are into scary clowns.
Don't you talk about furries?
I won't because
Don't
I'm not
you-
going to.
don't
I'm
you
not going to be
darken
mean
this
about furries.
doorstep with furries.
I will not do that. It's not darkening the doorstep. Furries listen to the show all the time, and when you're negative and derogatory towards them, they will comment.
I'm
and,
not negative with them.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they're scary.
Now the question is, are you going to be negative and derogatory towards clown girls?
No, I mean
All these groups are valued listener bases of the Upstate Pulse.
All right, we're going to
But-
take. We got 2 breaks or 1 break.
Yeah, we've loads. No, we've got
One more break, right?
Yeah, one more break.
1 more break. All right, so we have time.
Loads of time to talk about
We're not
Commandos.
going to play a nerd roundtable intro. We don't need to. Let us talk about Sonic 3. Now we're going to spoil a little bit or a lot. Cameron and myself and Matthew have all seen it. Matthew
I saw it twice.
Matthew asked us about something, about if people laughed, was it?
Cheered.
Cheered in the theater when a little girl died.
Yeah, when Maria died.
What?
Why is that a thing?
Why would they cheer?
So because the movies are PG, a lot of people were concerned that they just wouldn't kill Maria or something like that.
Is this
Which-
lore?
yeah,
Is- okay.
Maria's death is a key part of Shadow's backstory.
Okay, because I only
Without
played
it, he's not as
I only
angry.
played a little bit of Shadow when they had it, when my
there-
children had, or I think I got it for Cameron for.
Yeah, but there was a
birthday
big
or something.
thing online about people really hoping and making sure that they actually stuck to the proper lore and everything. And that turned, of course, into, I really hope they kill the child. Ha ha ha, dark humor
Wow.
kind of thing.
Wow, what-
And so that continued into cheering in the theater when it happened.
Okay, I got to say, there was no cheering in our theater.
There
when-
wasn't. There
when-
was sadness. But
Yeah,
I
when she
understand.
died. I mean, it just. I mean, she's an integral part of the plot,
Right.
obviously.
They did
and-
cop out a little bit with how they did it exactly, but it's
Yeah.
also
Okay,
a PG movie, so I kind of get
Matthew, how is the little girl supposed to die?
it. She gets shot.
Wow.
That's how she originally dies in
Wow.
the Sonic games.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a wee bit dark now, in all fairness.
Sonic, believe it or not, it has some dark
Yeah,
moments.
in the games, that gun agent, nobody stops him. He just shoots her.
Wow. Wow. And people cheered that.
It's also on the space colony art. It's literally in space in the game.
Okay.
But that's kind of a whatever thing.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to I would like to never go see a movie where Matthew goes and sees his movies because we didn't have that problem.
He never
Yeah,
said
that's
he
Sonic
cheered.
Adventure too.
He never said
No,
he
I didn't
cheered.
cheer.
He's talking
No,
about
I
the-
went
I'm one
to-
of those people
by the way,
that
I never
prefer
said
people to just
him.
shut up and sit and watch them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like cheering at any part.
Right.
I don't care if you're supposed to. Shut up.
Yeah.
Also Sonic Adventures 2. Great game.
It's great. It's a great game.
So anyway, I never said Matthew did it. I said I wouldn't want to go to the theater where Matthew went to see it.
I know my theater didn't cheer.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, your theater didn't cheer.
No,
You just-
I
you
heard
saw it.
from other
Oh, okay.
friends about that
All
happening
right,
and
all right.
online of that
Okay.
happening.
Okay. All
What,
right.
I have a question for you. How did it make a theater cheer? Should it not be the audience that were cheering?
You see, I don't know. I couldn't come up with.
Yeah, you should play the Undertaker sound. She just killed the whole thing. Anyway, that's 3. That's 3. 3 strikes, you're out.
I
How many
didn't
comes in
kill
threes?
anything. I didn't kill anything.
The
girl died.
All right. There was a big announcement that we all knew was coming anyway. Or I say we all, but I'm okay. I'm gonna speak in that way. We all knew it was coming. Jason Momoa has been hired to be Lobo in the new Supergirl movie. Odie, do you know who Lobo is?
You're asking me if I know who Lobo is, and
I don't want you to look it up.
I have a question for
because
you.
I have the stuff printed out to talk to you
I have
about.
a question for you. As
I think
to the
they'll make
Lobo.
a great Lobo.
It'll
No,
be
I've
fantastic.
No idea.
All right.
You can tell as well, like from how he played Aquaman and everything, and just who he is as a person, that he's the kind of actor who's going to get into it. and
Yeah.
he's going to give it his all, and he's going to have a fun time with it.
There's
and I
a-
think that's exactly the.
Have
energy
you seen the
need with Lobo.
teaser of him by a fire with the cigar, and all you see is the fire, the cigar, and him reading the script?
No.
He's going to have fun. All right.
The main man.
Here are some things that you need to know, Odie,
Mm.
about Lobo before Jason Momoa plays him. He is the last of an alien species.
Oh.
Okay, so he's an alien.
Is it Lobo?
He's Zarnian, which
Oh.
is Lobo is the last of his kind. Lobo exterminated his race, killing most of his fellow Zarnians with a scorpion-like creature.
Well, then I don't feel sorry for him. Then I
Okay,
felt sorry
yeah.
for him, but I don't.
Well, I mean, it can be only one. Lobo's powers
He's
and
not a
ability.
sympathetic character.
Yeah, he's not. He is an anti-hero, by the
Are
way.
you going to say I will like?
He is. He's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's
of
a villain
comic
that's
books.
so
Yeah.
charismatic and fun that
No, you'll like
DC
him.
started to turn him into an anti-hero.
You will love him.
Is he a little Deadpoolish?
Yes.
Okay.
A lo-
He's very
I don't think he breaks the fourth wall though. But Lobo is depicted with superhuman strength that's comparable to Superman's. He also possesses superhuman durability and accelerated healing, which makes him immune to aging and disease. Between that and his permanent ban from the afterlife, Lobo is essentially
What?
immortal.
They didn't want him.
They didn't want him in hell, so they sent him to heaven, and they wouldn't take him either, so they just sent him back.
It's the worst thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
He reminds me of me.
All right. What does Lobo's name mean? In the Sarnian tongue, the name Lobo roughly translates to he who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it.
You know, I could go for a pint with him.
Okay, you probably could. Okay, Lobo is a mercenary and a bounty hunter. So he rides like a space motorcycle, and he goes around and people hire him to go fight. He's Boba Fett in space, although Boba Fett is in space. He's Boba Fett with an attitude and without the armor and the lame TV show.
And he swears a lot, but instead of swearing, he uses the term frag.
Yeah, if you ever saw the movie Johnny Dangerously with Michael Keaton,
Yes.
there's the guy who mispronounces everything. You don't remember him?
Kind of do.
Yeah, he was the main bad guy.
That is fragging awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
He would say a bunch of stuff like that, but he would say the names weird. All right, Lobo's favorite weapon is a chained hook. So he has a hook.
Listen, I'm already have a
Yeah.
man crush on him. Okay, so like you don't have to sell him anymore.
And here's the thing.
I like him.
One of his closest friends is Green Lantern Guy Gardner. So this is significant
Yep.
because Guy Gardner is shown in the Superman trailer, and he's played by Nathan Fillion, and he's going to be in that. So
I had no idea that they were friends, but it makes sense now.
Yeah.
So they're not, and we don't know, is he going to be the main bad guy in Supergirl? Has he been hired to go get Supergirl? And there'll be a lot of questions. So if he's coming to get Supergirl, why isn't Superman helping? I mean, there's so many questions. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited about Superman. So we'll see what happens with that. But Supergirl being the second movie was a little surprising. Odie, if you want to look up who's playing Supergirl, you will probably appreciate it. And I want to see some major fights between those two. And who knows, maybe he's not there for her. He's for somebody else, and she's trying to stop him from getting them.
Every possibility of that happening.
Also, you'll love this. Lobo, if you pay him more than the people who hired him, he will turn on those people.
He has no loyalty.
Yeah,
There are no scruples with Lobo.
He's all about the money.
I have no idea who she is.
Right, but she's pretty.
Nah,
And
no.
I think she. So, do you prefer the last Supergirl, the Supergirl that was in Flash?
Kinda, yeah.
I like this one. I want to see what the outfit's like, and if they make the make her super.
Well, it looks like in
girl
the
costume
thing that I'm looking, she's wearing a crop top. So
yeah, that's the
Showing.
old. I don't know if they'll do that. It's probably an artist rendering.
Maybe.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna hit the lightning round and squeeze in as many things we possibly can in the last couple minutes. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I also think Lobo is absolutely at his best when he's just getting his butt kicked.
Yeah,
like you can never put him down, but like it's just so satisfying and fun to watch him exactly every single time.
Always seen him in live action. It was not. Yeah, and it was in what? It was a Krypton.
Yeah, there was a Krypton show.
A Krypton show, which was.
I liked Brainiac in that, but
is Matthias Schronartzer
What?
the new Superman?
It's Corn Sweet.
Oh, okay.
His name is Corn Sweet. I can't help it.
no, I'm shaking my head at him, not you. Of
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
course, none of us have been pronouncing things great today.
What we do here.
No, it's not. We're better than that.
All right. I'm not.
Millie.
Yeah,
What, you
I
looked
figured.
up Millie Adcock, I think is her name.
Alcock.
Okay.
No,
I apologize. I have a
it's
headache.
cute.
It's getting worse. So
Sorry about that.
I wonder why.
I know I saw the Superman trailer during the Sonic movie, and I think he's probably one of the most Clark Kent looking Supermen that we've ever seen in live
Mhm.
action.
I want to hear what he sounds like as Clark Kent.
Oh, same.
Yeah. So the hair on top thing was like, okay, that'll cover the whole come over when he has a couple different hairstyles in there.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Superman.
Without hearing Lois Lane, I like her look.
Oh, yeah.
She looks like someone who would be in the newsroom and all that kind of stuff. And she looks like what I think Lois Lane should look like. Margot Kidder is the worst Lois Lane of all time. I never understood why they cast her as Lois Lane. And I didn't like the last Lois Lane at first. Just when the casting happens, like, nah. And then she grew on me. I thought she got a lot better.
Oh,
We talking movies or we talking the TV
Some
show?
movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, Lois Lane.
Huh?
Man of Steel, Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy.
Amy.
Adams.
Yes.
Yes.
She actually does look. This new one does look like Lois Lane.
Right. Which from the comic books. That's how you picture her looking like that.
Well, she looks like the original Lois Lane from the.
No, she don't look like
She-
Margot Kidder. I can't again.
No, the original one.
Oh, you mean from the black and white? back
No,
in the day?
no, from the
The first
the
Lois Lane.
70s.
The first Lois Lane. Right, that's Margot Kidder.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but the
She-
first Lois Lane was actually in black and white.
Oh yeah,
With Steve Reeves was Superman.
Christopher Reeves.
No,
Was he any relation to Christopher
Steve
Reeves?
Reeves, if I recall, no relation. If I recall, I think he was found bludgeoned to death in his trailer.
Yeah, that's where they had the Superman curse then for a while. Is that anybody that played Superman had something bad happen to them?
All right, W has spoken. That means it's time for the lightning round. We squeeze in as many stories as we possibly can. Before we get to those stories, though, text line, our new text line. You're going to hear about this like 25,000 times during the week because we want you guys to remember the text line. And, you know, there's these newfangled things called cell phones, and you can program a number into the cell phone. I suggest that you program in 800-905-0989. And if you want to call a show, you can do that. Not this one, because y'all are drunk. But if you want to call someone, that's that. Like if you want to call Charlie, or if you want to call Tara, or if you want to call Bill Freddy, you can do that. You can't call Mike Gallagher because it's a different number, and people still call here thinking they're going to get and even say it on thing. Just listen. Do not listen. Anyway, Texter says my favorite Lois Lane is Erica Durance from Smallville. I loved her. She was great.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
She really was. Just the chemistry between the two was really, really good. Texture says, guys, Momoa is perfect casting for Lobo. Absolutely. When you think of Lobo and you think of an actor that could play him, I think he's the guy.
He's the first one, I think.
He's definitely the guy you think of. Ice-T, the guy who was a rapper who talked about doing stuff to police, and then he became a policeman on Law and Order. Just had an altercation with the police.
Oh,
yeah. So the guy who hated police but plays a policeman had an altercation with police.
but he didn't really hate them. He just like said to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can do that. He used some choice words. There's video out there. Check out TMZ, the best reporting in the entire planet.
Kind of OD kind of words, are they?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
They might make you blush.
Okay.
So anyway, he had run out his tag had run out, and he was going to DMV to get it up to date. And cop pulled him over. Was not the nicest guy. Ice-T was not the nicest guy back. It turned into kind of a shouting thing. He needed his papers and stuff. Found out that his license had expired too, and he was explaining he went to the DMV the day before, and they were having software problems, so he had to come back and some names and Ice-T looked into the camera.
Did he say, "Do you know who I am"?
No, he did not. Then another cop came along and talked it down a little bit because they were going to tow his car away.
Yeah.
I think he said he had 6 cars. He was trying to get them all up to date.
Yeah.
Because if you have 6 cars, sometimes you lose track.
One could lapse.
Yeah, you do. And so the other cop kind of calmed things down, but then the original cop said, "I'm giving you 4 tickets." So they gave him 4 tickets.
Okay.
And I'm trying to let me find the last line. The sergeant tells Ice-T he tried to persuade the officer to reduce the number of citations from 4 to 2, but was unsuccessful. The sheriff then they allow Ice-T to leave his car parked while he walks to the DMV to update the license. It was right there. No, the DMV is like the next building over. The officer who pulled the SVU actor over ends the tense encounter by telling him, "Just next time, show some respect." But Ice wasn't feeling chilled, replying, he said, "I don't have to."
That's funny.
So I guess you don't have to show respect, but there might be repercussions if you don't. All right.
Just looking up the new super guy thingy.
What are you doing?
Hawk Girl is in it.
Yes.
Okay.
You watched the trailer with us.
Wait, that was last year, man.
It was last year. You're right. Way to pull that one. Finally, Soundgarden. There's a when bands have people die, sometimes they replace them. Soundgarden has replaced their singer with a larger woman. She thought, "Let me crowd surf." It did not.
No.
It didn't. There's video. It's all over the place. It did not go well. So she went to crowd surf, and the people said, "Nope." And
like the Red Sea, they
she
parted.
was bloodied. I mean, again, if you look it up,
God.
you will see it did not go well for her at all. And yeah, I mean, don't do that. Are you watching the video?
She fell down.
Oh, she did, and it was not like a. I mean, what do you think? A 6-foot drop?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty good drop. It was an elevated stage. She went to stage dive. First of all, Matthew, would you ever stage dive?
About 6 foot.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what
Okay.
it is. It depends on the situation, but I'd be more averse to it than more likely.
Well, think about it in this way: you are diving on a bunch of people are filling all your parts. I mean, your entire body, because they're surfing you around. If you're into that, I mean, that's fine. Stop it. If you're into that, that's fine.
I've done it. I've crowd surfed.
Why?
Of course you have.
Why?
Because it was.
Were you in Germany?
No, I was in Ireland. It was in the
Okay.
I was in the 3 arena in Ireland, and it was.
I was going to guess Amsterdam, but
Wait a minute.
Brown?
You said 3 arena.
Yeah, the 3 arena.
Okay, I thought it was a tree arena.
the Arbor Arena?
No, do you know what? I was in the 3 arena in Dublin City, and I crowd surfed, and there was fingers going absolutely everywhere.
Did you get oil checked?
I did. I was a quart low.
All right, what possesses a man other than
Have
probably
you- have
alcohol or something?
Have you? Well, yes. Well, have you met me?
I have.
There you go.
Sometimes I think I meet you for the first time
Every time.
when I find out that you flew to Dubai and that you were
Where?
You worked
Why
for
were you flying from
River
Dubai?
Dancer.
I
and then
floated.
there's just a lot of stuff. Yeah.
What were you transporting, or who are you transporting from
Yes.
Dubai?
Yes. Exactly. So
Go to sleep, go
so
to sleep, go to sleep,
how
go to sleep.
long did you surf the crowd?
I'd say a good 5 or 10 minutes.
No way.
Yeah,
They-
we went across, and then they were bringing me towards the front of the stage. My buddy was with me, and the bouncers were trying to get us. And every time the bouncers went to grab us, they'd pull us.
So you're caught in
And
a
then-
riptide.
All right. All right.
And then
What,
Riptide.
Pull us again. They'd put us close to the bouncers, and then pull us back again.
see, I can picture that happening to Matthew going, "Stop! Let me down!" And they just keep going. It's like, no, they don't let him
See,
down.
I was a leaner person.
I
back
would
then.
be the guy that just gets tired, and while I'm surfing,
You fall
I'm
asleep.
on my phone.
Yes,
I'm on
no,
Twitter.
I
Yeah, why-
imagine you
why
would give
not?
up at
Yeah,
some
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
What band did you
Hey
go
guys, my
see?
car's that way. Can
Yeah.
you move me that way?
I honestly
All right,
can't remember.
thanks.
I think it was Slipknot or something
Like,
along those lines.
Dudes, you gotta pee. Can you head me back towards the
Yeah,
bathroom?
you just
Thank
pee.
you.
You just pee.
One of the bouncers.
What?
No, I
has
do
you
not
just-
do
No.
that.
You just pee.
No.
God,
You-
no.
You do not.
then
you
you-
do not
Listen.
shower while you surf. That is
Listen.
the wrong thing to do.
Listen,
Then you become slippery, and then
if,
they
if,
drop you.
if there's hands going places, just
Wow.
go with it, man.
Wow.
They should have life preservers.
All right,
for
so we're
that.
never letting Odie crowd surf ever.
By
Look,
the way-
there's a rule: you do not touch Odie.
Really quick, Creature Commandos, Batman showed up in it.
Batman.
And the one thing that James Gunn said the only way Batman could show up is if he's in the shadows. So you just see him in the shadows. You don't see his face. You don't see anything. You see his silhouette. You know he's Batman because he's Bat. And they use some Batman music
They do.
when Rupert Thorne is on there and some
Also,
things like that.
poor Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah, it stinks for him. You realize why he is what he is. And he's not a bad dancer.
Potassium.
He's not.
He's not a bad dancer. All right. Remember, it's a 0, not a no. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse on 98.9 WORD. Make sure you tune in to Sunday Nights with Odie tomorrow night, Sunday night. At what time?
8 o'clock.
Good night, everybody. Stay warm. Well, I not hear the sounds. Okay, I now hear the sounds.
Yeah, I got worried there as well.
So now I know I can
Sounds are
speak.
I got worried. I was like, "What's on? What's on?"
You notice, you notice none of us talked.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. All right. OD.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye, Yodi.
Matthew, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Cameron, say goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Noob Cam, say goodbye.
Noob Cam has said goodbye.
Oh, I think.
Hey man, no gang signs here. Thank you.
Look,
and
the backwards thumb. Look at it.
oh, that's so weird. Goodbye.